Rucio mumujumbe omwa guku atwendiria kiheo tenda ya kwendia ikingi cia thitima wa Kenya Power. Akendia ruriri. Akendia ciana citu. Akiarĩrĩra ciana citu akiuga ati ni mikora. Oguo nĩ mwĩre atĩrĩrĩ, mũtino ũrĩa mũnene twĩna guo ta nyũmba ya Gĩkũyũ na Mũmbi nĩ atĩ twathurire kunda ngũtũme cia William Ruto. Tũkũnia andũ a kwendia rũrĩrĩ nda yao, na hau nĩho andũ aitũ ona tũgĩcenjagia atongoria aya angĩ, hau nĩho ndamũthaitha mũkandeithia twĩkĩre kabirũ mũndũ tũmũchunguze wega. Nyina nũ nĩ wa Ngiru ndikano wachwa, ithe nĩ wa CMA kana wa njama ya Rume, nĩ arĩ karekondi ga gũkunyanĩra mũrũ wa nyina, tondũ hau nĩho tũragwĩrĩire. Na ambunge acio othe ti anyu gũtirĩra makamũrutĩra, acio nĩ ambunge a Ruto. Koguo rĩu mũmenye mũrĩ inyuiki na Ngai witũ, no kahinda kanini ka mĩaka ĩrĩ na nuthu twĩcarĩria atongoria ega, atongoria makũrũgamĩrĩra andũ, atongoria makũhe Wanjikũ gĩtĩo, atongoria makwenda andũ ao, nĩgetha kũhota gũikara kwagĩrĩire. Nikimalizia niseme, mimi naona historia inajirudia. History is repeating itself. Wale watu ya rika yangu, wale over 50 wanajua wakati ya Moi tulikuwa na shida. Moi akaharibu uchumi, akaharibu biashara za watu wetu, akafuta watu wetu kazi, akatuangaisha. Tukaanza kumkataa ndio atuangaishe, kwa sababu tumemkataa. Akatafuta kijana aunde kundi haramu ya kuja kunyanyasa akina mama. Hiyo kikundi ikaumiza wamama, ikaumiza watoto, ikaumiza wafanyabiashara, ikaletea kila mtu shida katika area hii. Sasa naona huyu rais wetu amerudia tu hapo. Ametuharibia uchumi, ametuharibia biashara, watu wamemkataa. Ndio atuangaishe, amefufua ile kikundi haramu ilikuwa nasumbua kina mama. Mimi nimwambie hiyo maneno ni mbaya, na watu ya area hii hawezi kubali. Na hiyo kikundi iliumiza watu wetu, na ukiilete watu wetu watakuchukia zaidi kuliko vile walikuwa wamekuchukia. Hiyo maneno tungetaka ikome, ni maneno ambaye hawezi kubalika katika eneo hili. Gire kia negetha digire hau negetha
Wamunyoro Express muongo mkabila
pronouncements, but Kibaki was very committed. In 2 years, President Kibaki became the most hated and the most unpopular person in Kenya. In 2005, 2 years after his election, the first time, 3 years, he brought a referendum. He was defeated in that referendum. You remember Banana Orange? He was defeated. He dissolved the entire cabinet. He was left with the old man. It's a Moody Award or something. Yeah. So what is happening around here is something that has happened before. And why President Kibaki and President Ruto? Ask yourself why. It is because any transformative leader who has an idea of what to do about key sectors that define a country's transformation, many times the decisions that leader has to make to transform the country are usually unpopular. They are not popular. Populist leaders make popular decisions. Okay? I'll give you an example. This universal health care that we are focused on implementing is not the invention of Kenya Kwanza. Professor Kithaka and the others, the scholars, will tell you, President Kibaki intended to bring universal health coverage when Charity Ngilu was minister. Aka-introduce the topic, siasa kama hii ikakuja, Kibaki retreated. Ikakufa. President Uhuru had universal health care in his manifesto. I'm part of the team that wrote that manifesto, the first term. Akaona it's very unpopular because you have to increase the levies that you're charging people and so forth. Akaikalia first term. He thought he can introduce it in second term when he's going home because he will not be looking for re-election. So in 2018, Aka announced the Big Four agenda. One of them was universal health coverage. Cecily Kariuki was the minister for health. Siasa ikakuja, Uhuru backtracked. I remember Uhuru asking us, sisi tuko na insurance? Kama watu wamekataa health insurance, sisi tuko na insurance? Alafu akauliza deputy yake that time, I just overheard, nilikuwa area tu, nilikuwa hapo, sikuwa karibu. Nikasikia akauliza deputy yake, "Hey William, si mimi na wewe tuko na nyumba? Hii housing program." Kwa sababu housing ilikuwa kwa Big Four ya Uhuru pia, isn't it? Si wewe uko na nyumba na mimi niko na nyumba. Hii manyumba ni ya nini, tuwache? Wakawacha. Brothers and sisters, I'll shortly tell you what housing and what a health insurance for every Kenyan means to the economy and to household incomes in a short while. But before I do that, I want to say for the last 2 years, President Ruto has struggled with what we call macroeconomic stability. Macroeconomic stability means, for those who are not experts like myself, I'm not also an expert in the economy, but I have learned from the experts. Macroeconomic stability are the fundamental, foundational economic growth indicators that must be in place before you start now building the growth of the economy. One indicator is the strength.
Yes, macroeconomic stability from Kithure Kindiki. That is the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya trying to explain to Kenyans why we need Kenya Kwanza government up to this far. And of course, remember, we are still questioning. Welcome again to this broadcast, Afrique 24, your political discussion that happens here every day at 10 p.m. East African time. We are here as we are discussing about the post-AUC seat, whereby our very own candidate, Raila Odinga, lost to a Djibouti candidate during that AUC champion. And of course, we have seen how several leaders, they have responded to Raila Odinga exit from the AU seat, which was the only hope for the Kenyans. It was the only hope for Raila Odinga. But now he is out of AUC. Musa Faki, who is the outgoing chairman of the AUC now, is almost giving the job to the Djibouti guy. And of course, Raila is now at home. He has no job. President William Ruto has been campaigning, championing for Raila Odinga seat. And unfortunately, things could not add up. That is when Raila Odinga lost that seat to the Djibouti guy. Of course, several Kenyans have been giving their opinion. And personally, me as Boniface Kimanzi, I was really hurt because that really shows how this leadership needs someone who is very impressive, aggressive, like Raila Odinga. Raila has been championing for unity in Africa. He has been ensuring that we have unity we have democracy being practiced in these countries of Africa. And personally, when I saw those counts during the vote, then I was so shocked that Raila Odinga has lost to the Djibouti guy. And of course, they are saying that the Francophone countries that speak France are the ones that really voted for the Djibouti candidate, and that is when Raila Odinga lost. And after losing, Raila gave a press, and that press has been given a lot of comments. We have seen a lot of Kenyans reacting, a lot of presidents reacting, a lot of leaders in this country reacting. We saw Moses Kuria reacting. We have also seen several leaders, and also the president said that he was really disappointed. He was really disappointed after seeing Raila being defeated in that AUC seat. Kenya said that they did not believe that William Ruto can still lose, and this was the first time that William Ruto was losing, because they said that if you are being supported by Ruto, even our comments here, the likes of Awesome, we are saying that we mark that Raila has won this AU seat. And of course, there are a lot of Kenyans really questioned when will Raila Odinga win, and others are saying that it's high time Raila go back home and now relax. It's high time now Raila goes home, relax and enjoy. That is what some of the Kenyans are saying, that Raila, it's high time now you cool withdraw from Kenyan politics and now relax. At the age of 80 years, then you should also avoid politics. Do you believe Raila should go home or he should continue campaigning? Anafaa kuwe bado kwa serikali ama anafaa ende nyumbani? You can share your comments through the comment section there and tell us where you're following this great conversation. The comment section there is active. The link I've shared there. You can join the studio, and then we will have more when we are discussing all those. But of course, Raila aende nyumbani ama atulie? That is what you're asking. Aende nyumbani ama atulie? Hiyo ndio tunauliza hapa Africa 24. Because Miguna has responded. We have seen how several leaders are responding to this Raila exit, and they're saying that if Raila went to this seat alone, then he could have won it. But instead, the support from William Ruto maybe is the one that really contributed to that. Joined by Jeremiah. Karibu sana Jeremiah. Of course, alafu sasa uniambie, sahi Raila ametulia, wanasema Gachagua anataka wapatane na yeye, sijui wapatane na nani. Ruto pia unajua anaongopa Raila asiingie kwa serikali, hata msumbua 2027. Pia ukiangalia viongozi wengi najua wana prefer Raila. Wakenya wengi pia walikuwa wanataka Raila abaki ndio awasaidie kumdodoa ule William Ruto. Raila afanya nini? Kama ni wewe sasa, Raila afanya nini? Jasiaya afanya nini? Jarabondo.
Yes, Bon. Raila ashikilie tu hapo hapo. He needs to cement his relationship with Ruto vizuri, asitingike, asukumane na Ruto up to 2027. What I'm hearing on the ground is that it's going to change from broad-based government to a coalition government in the next few weeks. Already vijana ma technocrats wako kwa drawing board, drawing the structure and the framework for the coalition government, and that is what we should brace for, and I like that. Akae hapo, tupatie Ruto another 5 years after 2027, and tusonge mbele na Kenya. 2027 tumpatie running mate kama Wajaluo, akitoka aendorse kijana yetu, iwe ni Babu Owino, iwe ni Raphael Tuju, iwe ni Orengo, iwe ni Baba, we don't care. Bora the running mate yake ni Jaluo. Na akitoka 2032 huyo mtu achukue, tuendelee na ushukani. It is high time that leadership in Kenya moved from Central Province for at least 2 decades. Kama ni mzuri, should even be 3 decades. That means Jaluo 10, Muluya 10, Mkisii 10. Alafu iende coast. That is my desire for an equal and equitable Kenya. Iende Luo, iende Luya, iende Kisii. Ndio ifikirie tena kurudi Central tena.
Sasa unasema Jerumani wanataka kumaanisha sasa Kenya itakuwa ya Wajaluo pekee yao na Wakikuyu. Mbona hujataja pale Wamasai, hujataja pale Wakamba, hujataja pale Wapokomo?
Those ones can hold serious offices. Prime Minister Iko, Deputy President, Speaker, National Assembly, Speaker Senate, kuna CS Interior, CS Finance, hizo zote ziko. Wanaweza chukua tu hizo without a problem. All I'm talking about is the presidency. Hizo zingine we can share, we can distribute. Vice President tunaweza weka hivyo.
Nimeona wanasema Babu Owino, nimeona Babu Owino na nimeona Miguna anasema anataka kupitisha urais. Mtampatia?
Ajaribu Canada.
Kwa nini? Na huyo ni champion wa Wajaluo. Huyo ni champion wa Wajaluo bwana.
Nani amesema?
Anaongeanga sana na unajua anaongeanga ukweli. Anaweza kuwa rais mzuri sana.
Hakuna siku. Not a single day.
And I am finally released from pain. I'm ready to be there for those who need me. Try Panadol. Relief from strong pain.
Am I live? Good evening, Kenyans and everyone else around the world. We are live. We are live, and today is both a sad and a very glorious day. Sad because of Kizza Besigye's condition in Uganda's Gulag, where Yoweri Museveni, Raila's buddy, is illegally detaining and torturing Dr. Kizza Besigye. I am going to be very loud in calling for Dr. Kizza Besigye's immediate and unconditional release so that he can seek medical attention. I am going to strongly condemn conman Raila Odinga and tyrant Ruto for selling and betraying Kizza Besigye, who visited Kenya for a legal function a month or so ago and was abducted in Nairobi, illegally renditioned to Uganda, put in a military jail, and subjected to horrendous treatment. We call on tyrant Yoweri Museveni to to immediately release Kizza Besigye. Secondly, I have to thank and congratulate Africans from Morocco to South Africa, from Togo to Somalia, who stood with Kenyans in rejecting conman Raila Odinga from Africa Union Council chairmanship. Viva and bravo. You have demonstrated to the world that conmanship is unacceptable and will be rejected in the entire African continent. They went to Addis Ababa thinking that they were going to bamboozle, they were going to bribe, they were going to intimidate and threaten, they were going to impress African heads of state and foreign ministers with their primitive opulence and plutocracy. And Africa has shown them, it doesn't matter how much money you have. It does not matter how much money you have stolen. We are going to stand for Pan-Africanism. I particularly salute the President of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa. Cyril Ramaphosa, regardless of the inconsistencies and contradictions of the past, has demonstrated to the entire African continent that he's a true Pan-African hero. He took the Zionist, genocidal, racist, Israeli, brutal government to the International Court of Justice and subjected Netanyahu and his fellow fascists to justice. And they were indicted at the International Criminal Court. They were indicted by the International Court of Justice, and South Africa lay bare the horrendous genocide going on in Palestine. I want to salute the people of the Congo who have suffered since the CIA and the Western imperialist forces led by King Leopold of Belgium butchered one of the greatest African heroes, Patrice Lumumba, and since then have turned Congo into a death camp where they have murdered and massacred tens of millions of innocent Africans and plundered their resources. The gold, the diamonds, the uranium, and other precious metals. And right now, as we speak, the tyrant William Kipchirchir Ruto and his fellow tyrant Paul Kagame are causing havoc with the help of the Western states. We must condemn what Ruto and company are doing in the Congo unreservedly. I condemn it unreservedly. I am also going to stand in solidarity with the suffering civilians of the Sudan. For more than 10 years now, in fact, for more than 30 years now, the Sudanese have known only blood, suffering after suffering after suffering, no freedom. The brave Sudanese stood a few years ago in a revolutionary transformative action and removed their military dictator. But instead of allowing the Sudanese to control their destiny, the West conspired with the military juntas and overthrew the civilian government. And since then, millions of Sudanese have been displaced, millions have been butchered, millions continue to suffer and starve. I stand in solidarity with the people of Somalia, who have known nothing but suffering, division, and civil war since the overthrow of the military dictatorship in the 1980s. Now, coming home to Kenya, let us dissect the meaning of conman.
That is Miguna when he was saying that he is very proud where the Kenyans are still making a lot of headlines. He is also supporting leaders who really came in numbers to reject Raila Odinga, saying that the president and his squad traveled to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, as they wanted to impress other head of states from Africa continent so that they can vote for Raila Odinga when it comes to the AUC seat. At the end of the day, Raila lost, and he gave a press saying that he agrees he has conceded to the defeat, and he really appreciates those leaders who voted for him and everyone else who did not vote for him, because they showed democracy. They practiced democracy. Democracy was practiced. That is when Raila Odinga lost to the Djibouti candidate. Democracy being practiced has really championed Africa into greater heights. That is what he said. And here, Miguna is saying that it's because of the wars that we are seeing in Congo. It's because of everything that is happening over there. We are having all those being directly linked to the Republic of Kenya. And that is Miguna when he was saying that he really does not agree with what is happening over there. Some of the leaders have said that they want Raila Odinga to support other candidates. This is Machakos governor, Wavinya Ndeti, when she was saying that it is high time now, after being supported, after Kalonzo Musyoka supported him for a long time, it is high time now he supports the Eastern region. The Eastern region is now praying that Raila Odinga will have them and support them during the 2027 general election, because Kambas have really supported him. That is what Wavinya Ndeti was saying. That is Machakos governor during a press conference.
Baba, sisi tulimuombea, si ndio? Tulimuombea baba, kwa sababu hiyo kiti alikuwa anatafuta ni ya Kenya, sio yake, si ndio? Unajua ukivuka mpaka wewe ni Mkenya, si ndio? Na lazima akiwa Mkenya, sisi wote to rally behind him. And everybody, mpaka party leader wangu, His Excellency Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, rally behind baba aweze kupata hiyo kiti ya AU. Lakini vile ilienda, tukubali, si ndio? Tukubali na tusonge na maisha. Si baba bado ako na kazi mingi ya kufanya huku. It is not the end of the world. Sio mwisho wa dunia. Arudi hapa Kenya, tuendelee na kufanya kazi yetu pamoja hapa Kenya, si ndio? Tulijaribu kama nchi lakini ikakwama, si ni sawa? Kwa hivyo tumuombee Mwenyezi Mungu aendelee na kumpatia nguvu na hekima, pia akirudi huku Kenya aweze kukaa na sisi vizuri, ndio tuweze kuongoza nchi yetu ya Kenya vizuri. Mnajua hii serikali ya Machakos ni ya chama cha, mimi nilichaguliwa na chama gani? Si nilichaguliwa na chama ya Wiper. Si mliona juzi mimi nilikuwa Kisumu, nikawaambia sisi tumetembea na wao miaka 15 and we have been faithful. So we are asking our brothers also from the Nyanza region, to also be faithful to us and support us, because His Excellency Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka anaomba kiti ya rais yake. Si ni sawa? Aombe naende atafute marafiki wengi wengine huko nje. Atafute marafiki wengi huko, tukuje tushikane ndio tuweze kufanya kazi pamoja.
Machakos Governor Wavinya Ndete, when she was she's saying that we have, as the Kamba community, they have supported the Luo nation for more than 15 years. So she is saying that it is high time now they give back. They come and they support the Kamba region. Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka, of course, he will be in the ballot when it comes to 2027, and he will be looking forward to becoming the president of the Republic of Kenya. That is what Wavinya Ndeti is saying. And she's saying that she will be happy if Raila Odinga comes and supports Kalonzo 2027. Because it is high time now, they're saying, in Ukambani, they're saying it is high time now, Raila Odinga gives back. Raila, when after that press, he said something
This
which is
is a
so
speech
interesting.
that I was not prepared to make. I was not prepared to make this speech, and therefore I'm very reluctant. But I want to begin by thanking all of you. You made me so proud. That you have traveled all the way from Kenya to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, to be with Baba at this moment in time. It is something. I saw some of our people from Mandera, our chairman of Mandera Nuskilo, is still around. Nuskilo, is around. They came by bus all the way from Kenya up to here. It's a real sign of dedication and commitment. So I'm so touched and so moved.
He was thanking Kenyans who really made their time. A lot of people just made that event successful, because we have seen several leaders who went to the elections and they attended the AFC elections at Addis Ababa. We saw very many leaders, and of course we saw how many Kenyans were praying for Raila, basing that Raila has been asking for leadership in this country. He has been going to ballot for a long time. 1992, 1997, 2002, 2007, 2013, 2017, 2022, he was still in ballot. Now, it was just a prayer from Kenyans that he can get this African president. Of course, he becomes the chairman of the African continent. Well, that is the only way we will appreciate Raila Odinga questioning on how they should govern the country. Raila joined through the broad-based government of PO&I. Some of them top members from the ODM joined the Kenya Kwanza government, so that they can help them, they can ensure the government governance runs smoothly. The President of the Republic of Kenya had this to say after Raila exits.
Let me take this opportunity to thank God for this moment here in Addis. As you know, this setup was a setup for celebration. You can all see. But I would not be telling the truth if I didn't say I am disappointed. I am. But I am disappointed because of two things. Number one, I am disappointed that Raila Odinga did not win because he was the best candidate. And I have a regret for Africa that they missed an opportunity to be served by the finest of our country. Having said that, I have three things that I'm proud of. Number one, Baba made me very proud. He was the best candidate that we could put forward. He was available. Whenever I booked an appointment, he was there. Whenever he had to travel, he was there. Whenever it was early morning or late evening, he was present. And he was there all the way. As a candidate, I want to tell you, as a politician, I have supported many candidates. Right? On this Africa Union chairmanship, Tinga, Baba exceeded all expectations. He drove the campaign like it should have happened, and therefore I am very, very proud of you, my brother Raila Odinga. You did not let us down. You did the best. You put your best foot forward, irrespective of the outcome. We are celebrating our candidate. We are celebrating Raila Odinga. We are celebrating the unity of the people of Kenya behind one of us. And I think it is a moment to celebrate, not that we won, but it's a moment that we celebrate that Raila Odinga gave us the best run, and the people of Kenya united behind him. It is a cause to celebrate. So, asanteni sana. We have people from all manner of walks of life here. People who came from different parts, people, friends, and many of us who have come together. I don't want to speak for long. I just want to say to all of us, congratulations for finding your way here, congratulations for coming. Thank you very much for standing behind our candidate. Thank you very much for standing united as a people of Kenya. The future is bright. Asanteni sana. I want to encourage all of us here that this moment, as they say, every cloud has a silver lining. When we thought whatever happened on June 25th was a dark day for Kenya, and indeed it was. But it gave birth to a new beginning for our country. And we can now do more, better, together. I am more than sure that this moment is such a moment. That again, a new moment is going to come where we can rally our country, we can create a new momentum, and we can take this to a new level. As my brother Raila Odinga has said, when he announced that he wanted to run for the Africa Union Commission, I told him I am going to support him. It was not about politics. It was not about 2022 or 2027. it was about a Kenyan, the only Kenyan who had aspired to run for a position that we have looked for as a country. And I promised him that I will put the entire government machinery behind him and my personal support. This man, Raila Odinga, knows, and God knows, that we put every effort, resource, energy, and prayer behind him. And I want to say that Raila Odinga did not disappoint. He did the best. He met everybody that needed to be met. He spoke to everybody that needed to be spoken to. He did a fantastic job on the debate. And in fact, even the naysayers agreed that he came out better than the others in the debate. True or not true? So we are in a good moment. As he says, we will walk with our heads high up as we go back home to continue the journey of consolidating our country, our progress, and making sure that we drive into the future united and together.
That is the President of the Republic of Kenya, William Ruto, when he was saying that Africa lost. The President is saying that Africa really lost someone who was very intelligent, someone who was dedicated to serving the entire continent. He's also saying the government really supported Raila Odinga in this AU championship. They provided every resource, financially, physically, emotionally, and also spiritually. They prayed for Raila Odinga. Even during the debate, Raila was one of the best candidates who came as a top analyzer, and also he really spoke well during that debate, more than the other two candidates from Madagascar and also Djibouti. He's also saying that they really lost someone who could serve the entire continent of Africa. The setting that they were having that discussion, the president is saying that it was made now, the setting was made for people to come and celebrate. They thought that the Prime Minister, former Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya, will be the winner. But at the end of the day, the Djibouti candidate won. And the president is saying that they really put a lot of support for Raila Odinga during the AUC campaign. Some of the leaders, they really spoke, and led by Junet Mohammed, of course, Kalonzo spoke. But let's listen to what Kalonzo had to say after Raila exit from the AU seat.
Wanaenda huko kumpigia debe, hawajui kwamba wanaopiga kura ni ma-president. You can't even get near them. Why are you going there? Who is going to get there? Yani huwezi kufika. Mkiangalia Raila alipatiwa lift na Ruto kwenda kwa Mandela kwa AIC headquarters. I mean AU headquarters. Kumbi ambayo inajulikana kama Mandela. I have worked in that area. In that space, I was the chairman of the AU Candidatures Committee for 2 terms. And I knew how you get there. You must obtain 2/3, round 1, round 2. I think they were generous. In fact, at round 4, unless they have amended the rules, what should have happened is the chairman, now President of Angola, should have called off the election. Nobody has raised 2/3 majority, and the current chair angeendelea kwa mamlaka until wanaitisha uchaguzi mwingine. But I think the heads decided we must have a leader, wakaendelea na hiyo maneno. Kwa hivyo jambo hili tusifurahie, liko na aibu, limeleta aibu kwa sura ya nchi ya Kenya. And I place the blame squarely on Raila on Mheshimiwa William Samoei Arap Ruto, who was a chief campaigner. Alikuwa na nia yake nyingine, pengine kwamba akimsukuma Raila basi atakuwa na easier time. He didn't know it was going to be very difficult. Na pia ikumbukwe vijana wa Gen Z wako na ability ya kulobby, and they lobby directly. This is the other main reason, and I agree with Mheshimiwa Mulungi, the main reason nyingine ndio hiyo. Wewe, Raila was not Raila. He was a candidate of a country called the Republic of Kenya. Sasa watu wanaangalia ile bendera ya Kenya inabebwa pale, ni the same bendera watoto walikuwa wanabeba na chupa ya maji na simu kufanya valid demonstrations na wakauawa, and no explanation. So anasema huyu ni yule rais aliua watoto, ndiye amepresent candidate hapa. These young Kenyans have ability to lobby anybody anywhere, and they lobbied heads of state. Kwa hivyo wanasema nchi ambayo inaua watoto, nchi ambayo inafanya abductions, kwamba ni mbaya sana. Afadhali ile detention without trial because your papers used to be signed, umewekwa ndani. Abduction umewekwa ndani ya Sumbaru, hujui uko wapi, and then eventually tukapata wengine wameuawa. Yesterday I said in Kabah, Ruto one time aliangalia retired Inspector General Mutiambai, who was with us at this funeral yesterday. Akasema Mutiambai was the most useless Inspector General the world has ever known. And I said, Mutiambai, you are sitting here. He was in Kabah. Mutiambai huyu ako preside of abduction ya watoto. Yule alichukua from Mutiambai ni Kome had to be forced to resign. Yule sasa anafuatilia huyo anaitwa nani? Kanja. Afadhali Mutiambai haku preside of abduction, hakuua watu. So now the question is, who is the most useless? IG.
Who is the most useless? That is Kalonzo Musyoka when he was giving a speech, and of course he is complaining about the support, and also the main point that is trying to drive there is that he is addressing the president that maybe he thought when he pushes, he is addressing the government that they thought if they now make Raila win, it will be a easy go zone when it comes to 2027. They're going to clinch a very easy win in 2027. That is generally what they thought, and they really expressed their feelings when Raila lost. A lot of people, a lot of leaders, you also saw our members of parliament, the likes of governors, Abdullah Nasir, Babu Wino was there. Also, they were accompanied by Langata member of parliament, Jalango was there, Kasmuel Makore was also present. We also saw Gladys Wanga, Karen Nyamu, a lot of leaders really accompanied Raila Odinga to go there and give their support. But at the end of the day, Raila lost. After losing, then that is when they came back, and now we're having this question: what is the next move? Do you think Raila should exit the local politics, join the entire family, and they relax at home, just take his time and have some good time, or he should continue? You can also share your comment section there. And remember, if you're following us here for the first time, remember this is a Freak 24 political discussion, and we're having this discussion here as we continue to analyze the post AUZ elections where Raila Odinga lost, and he lost to Djibouti, who won as the next chairman of the African continent. Some of the leaders spoke.
Of the three candidates on the ballot, Kenya's Raila Odinga emerged as the front-runner in the first 2 rounds of voting. However, after 6 rounds, and in a spirit of Pan-African unity, he chose to step down, recognizing that after 7 rounds without an outright winner, one securing at least 2/3 of the votes, the election was likely to be deferred, possibly to the next summit. This decision echoes the precedent set in 2012 when a similar election between Jinping and Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma had to be postponed from January to July due to the absence of a decisive outcome. As a true Pan-Africanist, Raila Odinga once again put the interest of the continent before personal ambition, demonstrating statesmanship and unwavering commitment to African unity and progress. As His Excellency Odinga affirmed during the prayer meeting on February 10, 2025, this election was never about individual victory, but about Africa's collective success, win or loss. We are all winners in pursuit of a stronger, more unified continent. And at this point also, I would like to thank all the people, we would like to thank all the people who supported this endeavor of His Excellency Raila Odinga. To start with, we want to thank the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency President William Ruto, for the unwavering support his and his government gave to this contest of Honorable Odinga in the AU elections. And in this regard, again, we call upon all Kenyans to prepare to accord His Excellency Raila Odinga a well-deserved, rousing welcome upon his return. His exemplary leadership and sacrifices in the service of Africa are a source of immense pride for our nation.
This is not the outcome that we had come for here in Addis. We were very hopeful for a win because we knew the kind of candidate that we had presented to Africa. We knew that Africa would have benefited immensely from Prime Minister Raila's experience, wisdom, and so many things that he's resolute about in his public life. However, we have come to accept that sometimes elections don't go the way that we had wished them to do. But as a country and as a leadership, we are extremely proud of the journey that he walked. He gave a great account of himself, and every patriotic Kenyan is extremely proud of our Prime Minister. We know that he gave it his best, only that others thought differently from what we had thought as a country, as a region, and those who saw his strength. We particularly appreciate all the countries that stood with us in this journey, those that believed in this shared vision of a prosperous and thriving Africa. We also, as true Democrats, appreciate those that saw it differently, and we believe in a united and a stronger Africa. We believe that the Prime Minister cannot be short of things to do, given his age-old experience and passion for a better Kenya. So we welcome him home with so much pride, exuberance. We urge all Kenyans to celebrate and grant him a rousing welcome as he returns back home.
We want to say we are very proud of His Excellency Honorable Raila Odinga for the effort he put and for coming on very strong for this position. Even though it didn't go in the way that we had intended, we are still very proud of Baba. And we know that Baba still has a lot to offer in Africa and beyond. And so we just say congratulations, Baba, and to all those who supported. I just want to say, thank you very much. We want to say thank you very much. There are many people who use their own resources to come all the way here. People came in buses, people came by air, people came by all means, people pulled cars together to come. We just want to say thank you, and Baba is extremely loved.
I do not think that the loss that Baba withdrew at the 6th round in any way affects the broad-based arrangement. And I foresee in Kenya the union between ODM, UDA and other parties getting even stronger. And
Jere Jere Leo Umeona ulitoroka kwanza wakati nilikuwa nacheza hiyo clip ya Miguna. Sijui kama ulisikia.
Nilikuwa na mgeni, I was handling some business. Nilikuwa na mgeni alikuwa ameingia kwa nyumba.
Sikusikia hiyo. Sasa umeona au viongozi vile wanasema like sasa wao wako na furaha. Yaani wanaongea ni kama baba amewin, ati congratulations. Do you think that watu wamekuwa kichezea baba yani? Wanachezea baba tu, wanamtumia kama kitu ya kuwafanya happy. Idol wanamtumia kama chombo.
Baba won. Baba never loses. Baba won.
Acha mchezo.
Because the whole world is now watching what is his next move. Especially in Kenya. What is he going to do? And whatever he does will be a win for him. That's what we mean when we say Baba never loses. So I agree with them that Baba did not lose. He ran a good race, but our foreign policy was the biggest letdown for him, because we don't have a coherent foreign policy. That is one. And then also two, the geopolitics, not so much, but also a factor. But then also lack of talent in Baba's team, which you can't attribute to Baba himself. But I think that he didn't have people who understand global geopolitics and diplomacy. He should have had a much stronger team than what he had. Probably angefanya vizuri kidogo.
Kama nani mwenye kufika pale? Viongozi wote sugu walikuwa pale.
No, I'm talking about in his team. Wacha wale walienda kupiga kelele kwa streets. Me, I'm saying in his core team, where there was kina Korir, kina Makau Mutua, kina Mudavadi. The strategy should have been apate somebody from SADC, aingie kwa hiyo team, understands that nini vizuri. Apate mtu from West Africa, aingie kwa team ule anaelewa sana hiyo politics ya huko. Apate somebody from the Arab Africa who understands politics za huko, so that they have intel on what those regions aspire, desire, and want. He could have probably done better than he did if his core team was structured that way. But that's my opinion.
Unasema Jeremiah, unasema Raila hakupoteza huku. Sasa ni marais walikuwa wanapiga, si eti ni wa Kenya. Hakuna mtu anaweza iba kura huko.
He did not lose.
Na umeona vizuri Miguna kise
Baba did not lose.
So walimcheza.
That's like I was explaining. Our national foreign policy let us down. The structures around Baba as a candidate was weak. And then also geopolitics played a very big key in that.
Lakini pia Omondi pia si walikuwa nasema Ruto huwa apotezi. Ruto ni mafia, huwa apotezi kwa campaign zake.
But you see, Ruto wasn't running.
Alikuwa anampatia support, alikuwa anaongea na marais, anaenda huko West Africa, North Africa, South Africa.
Ingekuwa yeye angeenda, because we could have lied to them. Umeona ile cartoon nimesema, anaambia Raila, ambia watu tutatengeneza barabara kutoka Cairo ifike Accra, iende mpaka Addis Ababa, irudi mpaka Bujumbura, iende Cape Town, irudi mpaka Nairobi, ifike mpaka hapa Addis Ababa. Uliona hiyo? Yes, if it was him running, he would have done that. But you see, Baba doesn't lie.
So next sasa umesema Baba anafaa arudi kwa serikali ama aende tu nyumbani akatulie. Atulie home ama unaonaje? Mimi kwa pande yangu, mimi kama loyal supporter wa Baba, nafikiri sasa Baba tu atulie, hata achane na mambo ya serikali, because ameitisha vitu sana. Kiti ya urais ameitisha for long. Hajawahi pata. Pia hii ya Afrika wamemnyima. Sometimes giving up is the option. Mimi naweza sema hivi, mtu anaweza give up. Sometimes una give up tu, hata kama wanasema you should not give up. Giving up sometimes is the option. Na waachane tu na serikali, utulie tu na familia yako, si ndio? Unaona aje hapo?
Kwa kusema ya kwamba kidogo jana tumekuwa na kama nchi tulikuwa tunatafuta mmoja wetu kuongoza bara la Afrika, lakini hatukufanikiwa. I just want to thank our president, I want to thank our former prime minister and those who supported our candidate. And even if we did not succeed, I think we came out strongly because we got the support of over 20 African nations. 20 African presidents, more than 20 actually voted for our candidates. And we thank God, hata kama siku yetu haikufika jana, our day will come in future. We just want to ask that the president and the former prime minister and all the leaders will continue working together to build the unity of Kenya, secure peace and stability for our country, the same way we were working together in that project, even if we didn't succeed. I pray going forward that the president, the retired prime minister, and all leaders, present and past, will work for national unity so that we can move the development of our country to the next level. Mimi nawashukuru sana. Ngacho kantugu wengetu aliendeto cha maendeleo tevu. Iko maneno ya barabara na maji na stima, so I'll be visiting very soon. We are going to have a program here, and later on we are going to invite the president to come and visit with us and help us to get the development projects which have stalled to get revived. Ingotome na nkethi, retired Reverend Daniel Kindike, kujukia nkethi chake. He could not manage, but he is very, very grateful for the support Nkobo people gave him when he served here, and he is praying for you, and he is looking forward to visit when God gives him some.
Yes, that is the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Kithure Kindiki. He is also inviting the former Prime Minister to the government. Do you think that maybe Kithure Kindiki will not be there in 2027? Baba may be if he chooses to work with the government now. Now Baba may be the Deputy President in 2027.
Yeah, hiyo ni given. Kithure akae tu mpaka 2027. But then also ajue hatakuwa peke yake. In the next few weeks hatakuwa peke yake, tutakuwa na deputy president wawili. Nani atakuja hapo? Anaitwa nani? Joho, second vice president. Second vice president.
Kwa nini?
Si tunaingia government, coalition government. Si mambo ya broad based government ya tunaingia coalition government. So coalition government means 50-50. Ni president peke yake ndio tunakuwa na moja. Prime minister moja, nini wanaitwa nani, deputies wake wawili. President
Prime Minister
moja,
anakuwa
deputies
nani?
wake wawili. Prime Minister, super Prime Minister Raila.
Ai!
Yes. Na Mudavadi hiyo pande ingine.
Mkona matumaini
down
sana.
pole.
Ai, mkona matumaini sana.
See what? See, I told you guys kitambo hapa hii show that Raila wasn't going to win. See, I told you that way before. Kitambo sana last year. Si ndio hii? Nakwambia ngojea government, coalition government inakuja hapa mbele.
Ati awesome. Karibu sana TV. This is Africa 24. Awesome, kwanza uliniambia mambo yangu itakuwa sawa na sijaona. Anasema the reason why Raila lost was because of the southern African countries who are jealous about Kenya. We are ahead economically and also politically, and that's the nature with Africans, and that's why we can't solve a small issue of the Democratic Republic of Congo. That is in the comment section there. Awesome is saying that there is a reshuffle coming soon. The central region will stay in the cold until 2032. Ukweli, Jeremiah, kuna reshuffle? Kwani tutashindia reshuffle kila time? Kumekuwa na reshuffle mingi sana kwa serikali for a long time. Tumeona reshuffle mingi ambazo zimefanyika. Tumeona cabinet secretaries wamekuwa reshuffled. Tumeona pia Gachagua ameondolewa pale akandondoka katika kiti cha naibu wa rais. Tumeona watu wengi sana. Kulikuwa na fununu ya kwamba wale PS ama principal secretaries pia watakuwa wanaondolewa. Jeremiah, unafikiri pia tena kutakuwa na reshuffling tena? Osa wanasema hivi pale pa comment section ati kwani tutashinda hivyo mpaka 2027 na tumekuwa na mingi sana.
Reshuffle inakuja.
Kwamba serikali imeshindwa na kazi ama?
See, I've just told you that tunaingia coalition government, not broad-based government. Tunaingia coalition government. And like I just told you, inamaanisha president moja, deputy president wawili, super prime minister moja, deputy prime ministers wawili, and then cabinet has to be reorganized. Parliamentary committees have to be reorganized. And then the issue of majority and minority kwa parliament inakuwa sorted once and for all. And for once, Raila tatulia for the next 3 years mpaka 2027. Akae tu hapa, ataambiwa mzee, we relax bwana, what do you want? What do you need? Aweke kwa hiyo jikoni, aweke at the warmest corner of the kitchen. Ambayo just relax. Wewe usio hata inzi kikuangukia, weka tunakujia hiyo inzi na GSU. Relax. Na pewe pesa vilivyo. Na pewe powers vilivyo. Na international event za Kenya anatumwa. If a president is coming into Kenya, yeye anamlaki. Kama Kenya inatakana mahali anaenda na represent Kenya. Hiyo umeweka baba kwa utamu yake. Atakaa hapo mpaka 2027, and that is what I want, so that the presidency irudi where it is sahi. 2027 Ruto arudi, immediately after kuingia atoe Kindiki, aweke Jaluo, tukimbie na yeye mpaka 2032. Akitoka endorse Jaluo na msupport mzuri sana, na huyu akiingia ashikilie for 10 good years. Akimaliza patie Mluya ama Mkisii for another 10 years. Huyu akimaliza patie muo mwingine akajapata akaidha Mjaluo au Mluya ama Mkisii 10 years, 30 good years, so that the central Kenya can agree and understand that the presidency is not their birthright. That is what that is my position, and I will take that as my final submission, so that I can go sleep. I have a long morning tomorrow morning.
Asante sana Jeremiah. Ni mtu wangu sana, utakuwa nitakutumia link hapo, utakuwa naingia kwa show. Asante sana, na you have a good night over there, and that is a nice submission.
Asante sana.
Of So we having this discussion here, and of course, remember, this is Afrique 24. If you are joining us here for the first time, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Afrique 24, and you'll get a lot of news over there. We always here live every 10 p.m. East African time, and trying to discuss some of the political happenings in this country. We are here to mold, we are here to make Kenya a better nation, so that we can move from a poor country to match with those developed countries. And also, we're trying to match the vision 2030. Now we have few years to 2030. Will you be ready for the vision 2030? Remember, Afrique 24 in social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, Afrique 24, and make sure you always have a date with us here every day at 10 p.m. as we discuss more about sports and also athletics. Here we discuss everything, but politics is our daily bread. Now we are asking, what is the next step of Raila Odinga after the AUC exit, whereby he lost to the Djibouti candidate? What is the next step? That is what my good friend Jeremiah is saying, that we might have the coalition government very soon. We might have 2 deputy presidents, and also the office of the prime minister might be created. That is from my good friend Jeremiah Omondi, when he was giving his final submission here. And of course, Afrique 24 political discussions is here to make Kenya a better nation.